I didn't even think about that too. Like you said, maybe because I go live so much, they were like, "Oh, we know this motherfucker." Oh, don't do this. Oh.
Yo, so Nick called Rocky Patel directly yesterday.
We are up, brother.
All right.
What up? What up? Now, what were you saying?
Are we live? Or are we?
Let me see. Let me confirm.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull you up.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. So Ron, Nick tried to call. He was trying to call the Rocky rep, and so he told his phone call Rocky, and it called Rocky Patel directly.
How did that go?
Good. Oh, hey Dave, what's up?
Dave, what's going on, man? Yeah, finally figured this thing out. Big thanks to James. I'm still I got some apps I'm downloading on my end trying to figure out some bugs, but thankfully we're working through James right now. That's how we're able to get up. Vintez, what is going on? Nova, what is going on? Big Mike, Adam, John, shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Glad you guys are joining us on a Saturday evening. We're just going up live, just talking some normal shit, man. Not really any topics or anything on board. Just seeing what everybody's up to. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday.
Well,
If you got, yeah, say
good Saturday.
Yeah, good Saturday, not good Friday. But if you guys don't know by now, this is James of Black Line Luxuries, man.
What's up, everybody?
One of my sponsors, the other sponsor, Dave Ember, you guys know him from Cigar Club, did an unboxing video today, man. So if you guys have not checked that video out, make sure you do that.
Yeah, so I just learned the other day that there's a live chat and a top chat option.
Wait, say that again?
So if you look at where people comment or where you can comment, there's a live chat or a top chat. Make sure it's on live chat because I just learned that the other day. Because there were some like messages. I was like, Ron, who are you talking to? Then I realized I was only getting like half the messages.
Oh yeah, you gotta have a live.
Things you learn, man.
Oh man, John's about to grill some steak, man. What kind of steak you grilling? Sorry, I'm looking down on my phone trying to keep up with the chat because we're on the Zoom, so it's a little bit of a lag. So we got to look on the phone to kind of keep up with the chat. So if you guys are noticing that, I apologize in advance.
Ron, I just split screened my stuff, man.
Oh, you did?
On the MacBook, yeah. So I've got us on the left and the YouTube chat on the right.
Oh man, how you do that?
So if you like zoom out, so the zoom isn't the full window, you know the two arrows to minimize, hold and click it in. It should be like split left screen.
Wait, where are you looking at?
You know the green arrow to exit full screen. So if you click and hold it, it'll say tile window to the left or tile window to right. And you can tile window to your left, and then on the right side you can put the YouTube chat.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay.
What's up, Cigar Nova? Thanks for your support, man. We appreciate you giving us a try.
Definitely. Mr. Rod, what's going on, man? Bruce, what is going on? T-bone and flank, man. You sound like you're having a lot better dinner than I got planned. Hope my wife didn't hear that.
Too late now. It's out on the internet forever.
This is true. But yeah, man, we're gonna be smoking an Aladino Reserva Corojo. You guys know how I feel about the cigar. James is a big fan of it too. I think a couple of you guys have commented that you smoked a cigar before, and I believe most people that have mentioned it to me have enjoyed it. But we're just smoking, man, and just chilling back Saturday kickback. So you guys feel free to ask any questions to me or James or whoever, you know.
Ooh, Mike, I'm sorry, man. Where are you at? 100, yeah.
Smoking Preacher, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Sean, good to hear. Your other two are on the way, man. I'm excited for you to get that one that's got the Placencia giveaway in it.
Oh man, I ain't even get that.
So Sean won our Placencia blade tobacco. So it's a 3-foot tobacco leaf. And the inside are the blades that the rollers use, you know, when they're trimming up all the leaves. And it stands on a cigar mold as its base.
So what you're saying is Sean should be a excellent torsador by the end of the summer.
I hope so, man. I mean, Sean's got the goods now to be successful. What's up, Sean? Good, Mason, the other Sean in the group.
Sean, what's going on, fam? Mystical. Shout out to my brother Mystical Gent, man. Dre Day, what's going on? Quakes got 20 in the chat already, man. So.
Listen, they know Beautiful's here.
That's you. That ain't me.
I was trying to see if you could spit that drink out, Oh, Mike, I'm sorry, man. We hit like 91 today, and I about died.
Dude, yeah, it's gotten to the low 90s for us too, and it's miserable, man. Like the humidity is what makes everything bad, man. It's just, but it is what it is. I'm still able to smoke in my sunroom, which has been nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty lucky because, when I go to the shop on a daily basis now, I just smoke in the car up and back. That's usually the hottest part of the day. And then, right now it's manageable.
Yeah, that's kind of what I have to do too. I'll crack the windows a little bit and then kind of peek the sunroof open and smoke in the car. But usually, like, fortunately in Memphis, traffic isn't too bad, so I can get everywhere in 15 to 20 minutes. So it's not like I'm having to like get tortured while riding the car or anything. But
nice. Man, I'm jealous of all this steak and this good eating, man.
But you know what? He said a mouthful, though. We got to eat well and smoke well.
Man, I had chicken nuggets and french fries with my 3-year-old.
Oh, my dinner will be better than yours.
It's all good, man. I skipped lunch today.
Where'd you get chicken nuggets at?
That freezer.
Oh, God, man. I was going to say, if you mentioned Chick-fil-A or something, I was going to be like, okay, all right, cool.
No,
so you had Dino Nuggets.
Yep, that's what they were. I was trying to spare myself there, man.
It's all good, man. I've had them too.
Hey, Bruce, thank you for your purchase. Yeah. So anybody that's on the chat that has bought the Ron, the Summer Showdown, they're going to be shipping next week. I'll be honest, Ron and I, we talked about it. We thought it was going to be a little slow out of the gate, but you guys kind of cleaned us out at Black Lion. So we're waiting on a refill. We went through 2 boxes already on everything, guys. So just hang in there. Shipments coming of the Summer Showdown. You will have them hopefully by Saturday. Yeah,
that's kind of one of those things I posted on the community tab and got quite a few likes on it. But again, likes don't mean people are gonna purchase it. So like he just said, didn't think that we were gonna go through this many samplers that fast. But at the same time, man, I really want to again say I appreciate all you guys for all the support you've given me, Black Lion, Cigar Club, like all these people that are affiliated with me, man. I really, really appreciate it. And again, I just want to say, at the end of the day, I'm looking out for the smokers just like these guys are too. So we really appreciate that, man.
Man, I don't know, but Giancarlo had swordfish that he caught today. That
don't matter. He down in Miami though. That's what he do. He eat that every day now. I'm still hating on him though.
Hey, Sean, I hope you played well today, buddy. I've been out twice and my game is wrecked because I should have like 20 rounds in me by now.
Did you see James giving you a hard time about your Dino Nuggets?
Listen, man. Life of a dad of a 3-year-old is all I'm gonna say.
I'm right behind you.
Yeah.
Pork tenderloin, mashed potatoes, and calzone. Boy, you sound like you eating a good old Southern good country meal. That's my kind of meal there. What is in the sampler? All right, Ventez. Let me look. I don't want to misquote anything. Look at my handy dandy book. All right, so in the sampler, you're gonna get a Crown Heads Juarez, a Crown Heads La Kareem, Guardian of the Farm, Blind Man's Bluff, Charter Oak Maduro, HVC Cerro, Henry Clay Warhawk, and Punch Knuckle Buster. All of them are Toros except for the Henry Clay Warhawk, which honestly it's a Robusto, but it's a 54 ring gauge, so it's kind of one of those. You know how those companies do weird names and sizes. So pretty much for the most part, you're getting Toro size cigars and all these.
Oh yeah.
Hey, that John, tournament. Go ahead, James.
I'll say, John Chatter, where in North Carolina are you at? I used to live in Greensboro for 3 years.
And then Mystical Gent bragging, talking about he eating oxtail. So you eating chicken nuggets, I'm eating rice and chicken, and he eating oxtails. Boy, I tell you.
Some people just have it better, man. That's all I'm going to say right now.
Man. But you know what? That's funny about that. So the only things in my life right now, like I feel like I sacrifice on a lot of stuff except for cigars and food. Like that's 2 things that I don't mind spending money on.
My wife and I have always been that way. So we visit a butcher on a weekly basis because we don't buy frozen meat anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like we know his schedule. Best decision we ever made because it's cheaper than going to the store, but we don't mind spending on anything when it comes to the butcher because it's the best quality meat we've ever had.
Yeah, that's what if I'm paying for quality and I know and I can tell that it's quality, whether it's something I'm smoking or something I'm eating or something I'm drinking. I don't mind paying for it.
Yep, 100% agree. I mean, and you know my cigar purchases, so you know that's never skimmed.
Oh yeah, and they think I'm bad. But Mystical said, or no, Giancarlo says Mystical ain't about that oxtail life, no kid. Yeah, I remember when I didn't have kids neither, man. So funny story. So as most of you guys know, I was more of a drinker than a smoker, even though I smoked before my son was born. But man, I think that last year before he was born, I think I spent over 20 grand in liquor that year. Not true enough, I was on the black market selling stuff too, but in making it actually worked out though. I spent a lot, but it got to the point where I was drinking for free because of things I was able to get. So
nice.
But I definitely know what Mystical's talking about as far as splurging.
Yeah, see, I mean, Ron, I think you know this. So everybody on the chat, not really a drinker. Haven't if I have 2 drinks a year, it's probably extravagant. So I've been very fortunate that none of my money has gone to alcohol consumption, so it all goes to cigars. So, if you think about how much damage you do at the bar, just at the beer store, I always straight towards alcohol all day long.
See, that's the one good. So everybody looks. So some people, that's why I always say too. Everybody has their vices. So somebody will look at me and be like, "Man, you spend that much on alcohol and cigars?" Like, yeah, but you also gamble. You like to shop. So everybody has their vice. The good thing about whiskey and cigars, for the most part, cigars. Once you buy it, you can sit on them as long as you want to. It's not something, like as soon as you open, you have to consume it. That's the one drawback from red wine. I like red wine, but usually when you open a nice cab or something, like you got 24 to 48 hours, you got to have it down or it's going to start crashing down bad.
Yeah, so guys, I'm going to apologize. I'm going to say this all night. So if you can't tell, Ron and I are pretty good friends. We talk all day long, it feels like. So he's heard this, so I always have to apologize. But I joke, I've got a Google Excel document that I keep of all my cigars. I've got quite a number. But people always ask me why. And I said, so when I die, my wife knows how much to sell them for so she doesn't get ripped off. Because it's a mini insurance policy in my humidors.
But as funny as that sounds, that's good though, because if something happens to you, either a few things are going to happen. She's going to give them away, throw them away, or so it's like at least you got the numbers down. So it's like, hey, don't throw them away. Or if you want to give a few away to some close people, that's cool. But you know what kind of money you can get if you decide to sell these things. So.
Yeah, absolutely. My fear is one of those days she's actually going to look at it ahead of time and maybe get after me.
Nah, she loves you. I mean, same thing with mine, man. They'll cuss at you and they might be mad for a little bit, but at the end of the day, the pros always outweigh the cons. So that's kind of how I look at it too. Like even some days it's just like, but the pros always outweigh the cons, man. So
yeah.
But let's see. Somebody all about quality versus quantity. I agree. Sitting in the shop with a Monte Cristo White and watching my man Ron. Hobbyist, what's going on, brother? Hope you are doing good.
Told you they're here for you.
So far.
Hey, what's up, Axel? I see you, buddy. It's good seeing you at the shop today, man. I appreciate having that smoke with you.
And John is from Durham, North Carolina, too. So we got a dookie in the house. But John's good. John's good people, man. I don't know if you saw the live I did the other day, man. He put a picture up of his bubble top, man. Bubble top Impala. And he got it for $200.
What year is that bubble top?
John, this is a 61.
Okay.
He'll probably put in the comments. I got LFD Chapter 2 waiting on me in an hour. I love the Chapter 2.
Mm-hmm.
Former black market cartel.
It's true though, man. I've seen the pictures of your hustle.
Oh, dude.
Just screenshot me if you want to see the stuff, or message me. I'll send you a picture of guys what Ron used to be into.
Hey, it's on the internet, so I mean it's fair game.
Listen, and if you guys make a huge order through Black Line Luxuries, I'll even send you the mixtape that Ron sent me when he had an aspiring rap career.
Hey.
I was gonna wait on that one a little bit, but
I was trying to release a couple of those records because when I did the video of the frequently asked questions videos, a couple of people commented and were like, "Man, we want to hear the songs." I'm like, "I don't care, man. I'll put them out there." Like,
hey, Mystic, we're gonna start shipping the last week of June for the Cigar of the Month Club. So July 1st is our official month. We wanted to do a little longer rollout because we're new to the market. Just let people absorb that. So you'll be getting an email this week laying all that out, and when the charges are going to occur, when you should expect shipping, tracking information, and then how to just proceed moving forward.
Have you, and somebody smoking a Rocky Patel LB1, have you had that? I haven't either. I think that's one of the ones that people rate high.
Okay.
My dad's favorite saying is, don't trust a man who doesn't have at least 2 vices. That's a good, your father sounds like he's a very smart man. Hey, Rod, what's going on? I know you spoke to him earlier. I didn't get a chance to say my shout out to my guy. With the coronavirus messed me and my family up, really can't buy anything right now. Mike, it's all good, man. So out of all the stuff that's going on right now, I feel like the cigar community has been very stable. Just, nobody, it's one of the most judge-free zones that I've ever been a part of. Like, and you guys know this too, like you'll walk in a B&M, you might have a millionaire sitting next to you, you don't know it. You might have a guy that can barely afford to smoke 1 cigar a month, but they're talking, they're having a good conversation. So, nobody's gonna judge you here, Mike. Definitely know how family situations are. I know at one point my wife's work hours would cut a little bit. They finally started kind of creeping back up. So I definitely understand that, especially if you have, if you're taking care of loved ones or kids or anything like that. So everybody's situation is different, man.
Oh, absolutely. And listen, Mike, you message me, bud. I'll take care of you. So, I was going to get into this a little later, but my philosophy when it comes to running Black Lion is, there's those big companies out there, man. We're Black Lion's a year old at this point. I've been running it full steam for about 7-8 months now. I'll never be able to compete with those big companies for a reason. They've got inventory that I don't have yet. And they're just different. And I realized I didn't want to be that. I've always been a people person. My full-time gig is in people and dealing with that and building relationships. So everybody that comes through Black Lion, man, I try to treat them like as if they were Ron, and I mean that genuinely. Like, I'm here to take care of people. So, Mike, you give me a message, man.
Yeah, I think that's why me and James were able to get close so quick, because with him dealing with nonprofit and then me being a first responder, man. So we do different things, but we're just involved with just people in general, helping people. So I think when you have that thought process and when you're always around people and you're there to try to help them, I think that helped out our friendship a lot. We talk about a lot of other stuff other than cigars too. So.
Oh yeah, Mystic, man. One time I was a lounge in New York City. I'm not gonna tell where it is. Same thing, man. I went down the steps. Robert Downey Jr. was sitting down there. It's his private lounge. He's a member there. I didn't know what to do with myself.
You got Lee Mac in the chat.
Oh, what's up, Lee Mac?
Shout out to the GOAT.
Yeah,
he said he looked up and Dennis Rodman was sitting across from me in the lounge. And I bet Dennis Rodman probably was in that mindset where he was like, if somebody speaks to me, cool, but please don't come up and ask me 1,000 questions. I just want to enjoy my cigar. I guarantee you that's what he was like. And so I've seen a few celebrities before too, and I always just try to just, wave at them, even if it's from afar, like, hey, how are you doing? And just keep it moving, man, because a lot of times people forget those are people too, man. Like, they get that stuff all day, every day. So it's,
Yep. I'll say A-Rod got the hookup today. Nick pulled out some of the special stuff that we keep hidden today for us.
Oh, man. Well, A-Rod's worth it, though. A-Rod's a good dude. Another good advocate for the cigar community, man. He's really supportive, and shout out to A-Rod, man. Let's see, John said he's not a Duke fan. He's a North Carolina guy.
Oh,
that's better. I hate Duke.
Listen, man. So my dad when I was growing up, my dad was very well respected at the company he's at, so we moved around a lot. And so I moved to Michigan once, and it was literally the first day I'm like, I don't know, 8th, 9th grade. Somebody looks at me like, what color green are you? I was like, what are you talking about? Or what color are you, state or are you not state?
Yep.
Then we moved to North Carolina, the same thing, because Greensboro's kind of in the middle. They're like, which blue are you? I was like, yo, I really don't care, man. Like,
they don't want to hear that neither. You got to pick a side. They're like, man, even if I don't like it, pick a side. Like,
yeah, I didn't really get into it, so.
Yeah, Ventez, my brother in Memphis too, man. What you smoking on, Ventez? He's working away through a Placencia Reserva original from Black Lion. Dude, so, all right. So I know we both like that lineup, but we disagree on our favorite sizes. But I feel like after the Alma Fuerte, the Reserva original That's hard though. It's the Reserva original and the Reserva 1898 are probably neck and neck. I like both of those. I wasn't really a fan of the Cosacia 146. It was just average to me. It wasn't a bad cigar, but nothing I'd go buy.
Yeah, you know what? I get what you're saying, man. But for me, like the challenge is, I think I'm going to throw it to that Reserva because you know you can get it. The 18.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
that 1898, man. Like you know, up until COVID, it was an event only stick, or you had to be in Europe to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Placencia is not a big event. They don't do a lot of events. It's just not in their nature because they're still new, but they're not doing that yet.
Right.
So like, it was tough to get. So that Reserva original was to me is above that because you can get it. It's got a cool little story. So for those that don't know, it's the only all organic cigar on the market. And it's every year gets certified by OSHA. So OSHA comes in, they look at every piece of equipment, person, seed, whatever, start to finish for that cigar. And every year it gets certified as the only organic cigar on the market.
And it's I've only had it twice in the Corona size, but I really enjoyed it. Like if it wasn't for the Alma Fuerte, that'd probably be my favorite one. I like the Alma del Campo. You guys, everybody knows how I feel about the Alma del Fuego.
Yeah.
But overall, though, I think they, you know, and so everybody knows I love Aganorsa too. But I feel like people may think it's easy because you have such big farms. So you're so like, oh well, you got the farm, so you got to put out a great product. But I think it's actually the total opposite. So if Placencia and Aganorsa have been, let's say they've been dealing with just the agricultural side for 30 or 40 years. So you have all these customers that give you they pay great money to get this tobacco. Then all of a sudden you have the idea like, well, let me roll my own cigars.
Yep.
So you have the dilemma of you have to be careful to not disappoint people that have been loyal to you for 30 or 40 years. But then at the same time, you want to make sure you're pulling enough product to make sure you're having a great cigar with your name on it. So I'm like, I feel like it's the total opposite. I feel like for Placencia and Aganorsa to be putting out a great product and then be able to push out all this tobacco, I'm like, man. Yeah, for me, I'm like, you got to give it up.
For those that don't know, Placencia is the largest tobacco grower. Oh, we got some fireworks already tonight. Largest tobacco grower by square footage. So when we say, you know, they grow for everybody, it's literally not a joke. They grow for everybody. And for those that you may know, you may not, Placencia actually a couple years ago tried to do this before and it failed. The line was really, really bad.
Yeah.
So much that, you know, the guys from Placencia, anytime they see one of the first runs, they actually try to get it off the market. They try to take it back to the store.
Have you ever seen one recently?
I know there's a couple boxes.
Okay. Might be up for a review or something like that. I'm kidding. But in all honesty, though, I would be interested in just smoking one to actually see like how bad, you know. I'm guessing since it didn't do well, the consensus had to be it was terrible, but I still would like to see it for myself. I'm one of those people that 10 people could tell me something's bad, and I'll be like, well, I might be the one person that likes it though. So
you might be the one. No, I mean, listen, you are never successful without any failures. It's just that's how it goes. And you know, I don't put anything. It doesn't hurt my opinion of Placencia that they didn't do well on one stick when they first tried. It happens, man.
Right. I think that's legitimate too. As I've always said too, I tell people all the time, you know, in order to get to the glory, you got to go through the story. And the story, for lack of better words, is you have to go through ups and downs. It has to happen. Like, so even looking at my channel right now, I get messages like, oh, you're doing so great. But it's like right now it's doing great. But I was even talking, actually, Lee Mason Chat was talking to him earlier. I was like, and you know, too, the past 2 weeks, things have skyrocketed. But in the past 3 or 4 days, it's really crashed back down. But it's all good, though, man, because the following that I have, the support system I have is very loyal. So I'm very comfortable with it. I'm comfortable where I am now. I'm comfortable with the content that I'm going to be creating and putting out. So in lack of better words, like if it gets to 20,000, great. If it stays around 3,000 or 5,000, like I'm good with it, you know? So
same.
So that doesn't drive me. So it's like, I understand everything that goes into it. It's like, man, every day is not going to be, you know, you're not going to be plus 100 every day. Like that's not even realistic, you know? So
yeah, exactly. Mike, I saw you want to know what my go-to cigar is. So I'm a well-defined, and my wife will pick on me for this. I'm a creature of habit. If I get out of my habit, like I don't say I freak, but like I need my structure. I balance a lot of things. You know, I have a full-time nonprofit job. run black line on the side. I got to deal with Ron on a daily basis. I got a three going on 18-year-old son. But so there's probably 2 or 3 every morning. I have to have a Bolivar, man. If I don't have my Cuban Bolivar, the Bellicoso, I just feel like my day is off to a bad start. So that's one of my go-tos. So I'm a huge Warped fan, like Warped all day long.
Great cigars.
I've never slept on them. So anytime I can get big fan of the Cordo. The last couple years, what they've been doing, I think it's a cool little model of what they're rolling out there. But probably the Leo Rojo.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, so I've got I don't know, I've probably got close to 400 of those sticks in my humidor. Ranging all the way back, I think 2014 or 15. So that's probably one of my go-tos. And then so this is where Ron and I disagree, folks, and you'll hear this. I'm a huge Opus X guy. Always have been, hands down. Always will be. Love my Opus
Davidoff too.
Yeah, but my thing is, I will never overpay. So I'm not one of those guys that'll help the secondary market of Opus X. Like I have enough connections, and I obviously now work at the shop. That I will never overpay. I will only pay appropriate. I'm not going to drive the price up for those people. So Opus is my go-to. Opus X, man. So
JP, what is going on? Kevin just said, "What's up, ladies? I didn't know this was going on."
It's because you weren't invited, Big Kev.
Big Kev was good.
Hey Kev, I'll see you up tomorrow. We got some good stuff going on.
Yeah. So what's funny about that? So funny story between me and James. I think that's probably when James was like, A, this dude is crazy, but B, he smokes some good cigars. Yep. So we, it was probably like November or something like that. And we got to talking, before the whole this was when the sponsorship thing was going on. So we were talking and just trying to check out James and them's inventory. So I'm asking for cigars. And one of the first, he was like, well, what do you like smoking? And for some reason, I don't know how it came up, but the Lirio Rojo came up. And he's like, well, what year are you looking for? I'm like, well, how old do you got? Like, oh, I got some 16s. Perfect. So, and he just laughed because he was like, he sent me the next message was like, nobody ever asks for cigars like this. They always are asking for new stuff or what's hot right now. Like you're the one dude that's like always backtracking. Like, what do you have this old or I have a certain brand. Like You guys know I'm hot on HVC right now. So like right now, everything else has blinders. I'm like, hey, James, what do you got this HVC, or anything Aganorsa right now? Like, what do you got? So this is what he means by he has to deal with me every day because every day I'm coming up with some crazy shit to ask him or what does he have?
No, it's all good, man. Like I'm blessed because the brick and mortar. So for those that have ordered, you'll notice like your charges come from Harrisburg Beer and Cigar. It's not a very sexy name. You're not going to walk in there and maybe think you're going to have the best humidor. If you're ever in Harrisburg, stop into Harrisburg Beer and Cigar. That's just the brick and mortar that Black Lion, we run the store for. I'd say it's hands down one of the best humidors in the state. And that's, having some really good humidors across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. The owner is well-respected. He's got hands everywhere. He's built relationships that the last 15 years.
Oh, man.
And he's just got some stuff in there that when the first time I walked in, I was like, how do you have this? Like, I haven't seen this in a decade.
Dude, his inventory is ridiculous.
Yeah, and he's just like, oh, it's just here. So Nick has cultivated a phenomenal relationship.
All right, I want to give a huge shout out to my guy Thomas Smith, man. Hashtag bacon spice. So Thomas is the first one that asked me the question. So like it's now a running joke now. But when I say baking spices, it sounded like bacon. So that's our hashtag, man. And man, that's what I'm talking about. Lee May just said, I just finished the Opus X love affair and it was average to me. They're average cigars, James. They're average.
No, see, man. All right. So first thing, I'm gonna take care of Bruce T. Bruce, I work for Harrisburg University. I have been in higher ed fundraising. So I'm a major gifts officer for the past 7 years. Prior to that, I started my career at the Philadelphia Orchestra where I did fundraising as well. So I've been a development professional for over a decade. Been very fortunate to have worked for some great institutions, and I have done some incredible fundraising with some partners there. So very proud of being able to do that. Just have fun. So this is how I got started smoking. So my first week at the orchestra, I had to meet with the board member and they're like, can you meet us here? So I went to the spot and he's like, do you want a cigar? Absolutely. And from there I was hooked. So it was like week 2 of being out of college, you know, meeting with the Fortune 500 CEO. Game on.
Man, hey, shout out to the chat, man. Y'all, they really mess with me, man. There's a few people saying Opus gang, but some people are saying it's average.
All right, so here's what I was gonna say. When it comes to Opus, I get it, man. But like, you've got to be like left, right brain thing. You've got to be able to split it. Like, it is a phenomenal cigar. It's
phenomenal.
Listen, man, it made the market. You think of another brand outside of you think of another brand that gets away with the prices. Whether right or wrong, they do it, and it happens. And they don't do it, but it happens. The creativity they do with the fundraising they do for all that stuff, you know, the variety. The thing with Opus, man, you gotta let them sit. You can't dive into them in the first year you have them.
But, all right. So I'm on. This is one you said think on both sides, so I'm gonna think on both sides. I can respect that because it's like, all right, if I know I'm gonna get a better product in the end for sitting on it, cool. B, on the smoker side, if I'm paying $30, $80 for a cigar, I should be able to smoke that damn cigar right now.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but I know you're smart enough to know that you've got to let Cubans sit, brother.
Yeah, but that's a different dynamic, though.
Why? Why can't you put them in the same category?
Because look, so Cubans don't have that luxury that Fuente does. Fuente, all right, so let's say whenever Fuente does release his Opus, and let's say you say, all right, they benefit more if they sit 2 years. All right, well, Carlito will sit the cigars up for 2 more years, and when you release them, they're ready to smoke.
But why is that on him when he knows people's going to buy it?
Because you're charging me $80 damn.
No. You're paying $80 damn. He's not charging you anything. The stores are charging you.
All right. So we're gonna use one of the unicorns. What's the retail on the BBMF?
85.
100, somewhere in there.
85.
I smoked it during the tournament. It was good. And so here's my thing with Opus too. I don't think it's a terrible cigar. It's terrible. I mean, like, this tastes bad or I can't finish it. But what I get from it's a lot of the notes I get from it, I'm like, it's good, but I think you're paying for the band and the lineage. So Fuente's like, I'm the first guy that did this. I have the first ever Dominican Puro. I proved to the world that you can make a Dominican wrapper. Y'all should crown me, and y'all gonna crown me until and that's what I feel like he does. I'm not gonna knock that because people are gonna buy it. A lot of people don't like Padrones. You guys know I'm a Padron guy, but you can't find a Padron over $50 retail.
Maybe they're just not. They don't have.
And that hammer. If you are a medium to full, if you like Padrones, I'll say if you like them, that Padron could smoke with anything.
Man, I'll tell you what, Ron, you have created an anti-Opus army, and I'm not having it right now. So,
all right, I'm gonna get off of you for a minute. Let's see.
No. Man, this is the beautiful part of, man. I love it. This is what I love about the cigar community. So many different brands, so many different styles, price points out there, man. You can have this conversation about anything, any day.
And that's why this is another thing about the community too. Like, we have a disagreement, but it's not like anybody's ready to go on blows or anything. You have your reasons for why you think that. We do too. You're able to have a civil conversation. Like, this is what it's all about. This is. Like I was telling you on the phone the other day, I call the cigar being the brick and mortar, the modern day barbershop.
Yep.
Like, you get all walks of life through there, and you just can sit in there and bullshit, man. But
and so here's the final factor, man. So when it comes to Opus, there's also for me a very emotional attachment to this. Mm-hmm. So Purple Rain, right? $100 cigar.
Yep.
Pain in the butt to find and get.
Yep.
I love it. I know the Añejo 888 is better. I know it. I know the price point is better. I know all of that.
You just got to have the purple band, though.
Well, but so for me, twice a year, I smoke a Purple Rain. My birthday.
Yep.
My son's birthday.
Yep.
Only
That's a good tradition. I may start trying to smoke hammers on me and my son's birthday.
Yeah, and so when my son, when he's, it'll probably be before 18 because he knows what my cigars are. He helps me, move them around. He'll take care of them. He knows how to smell them and do all that fun stuff.
Dude, so my son will do that too. Like, so when he sees my humidors, he'll walk in the room, he'll just yell, "Gars, Gars." And so if I grab one, he'll start doing his nose. Yeah. Because he knows I'll mess with him and put it up to his nose so he can smell it. It's crazy what kids are able to observe.
Well, and that's the thing, man. Like, I don't know of any other brand that has the loyalty that you get with Fuentes, though. That's the other thing. So there is that emotional response to it.
Now this is where I do respect Fuente and Padron, and this was where I have my falling out with Davidoff. as expensive as those two brands can be, they make lines that the everyday smoker can smoke.
Yeah.
This is my gripe with Davidoff. This is a big reason why I'm like almost like fuck them, because it's, excuse my language if anybody is offended by that, but it's just like y'all don't have that sub $10 cigar. They don't. It's just
what,
you know.
Fuente? Yeah, they do.
No. I'm talking about Davidoff.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Davidoff. It's like to even start playing with Davidoff, you got to go 15 and up. You know.
Yeah, I mean, so when it comes to stuff like that, that's when Ron, you know this. That's when you got to figure out who Davidoff's rolling for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what Davidoff tobacco. We were talking about a couple names the other day. They're, PG, man. Like you can get a $10 stick, and that's Davidoff tobacco.
Right.
So
no, I get it. But let's see. John said, yes, it's tough being a YouTube reviewer. I did it and received a lot of hate, so I stopped. But if you're feeling comfortable, hey, I say do it until you can't, man. John, I would recommend to you, if you really want to do it, get back in there. Again, excuse my language on this, but fuck anybody that's got anything to say differently about it. That bothers me, man, because it's like, if you don't like somebody, don't watch them. Don't go on their channel and berate and bash them and try to get other people to not like them. Stay away from them. Don't watch them. If you don't like me, don't watch me. Or you know what, even do you something better. If you want to come on and come in real quick, I don't even care if you give me the 30 seconds for the view, but come in, give me a thumbs down and leave. I'm trying to work on that too, James. I talked to Unc knows this too. I'm trying to work on not responding to that stuff, but it's hard, man, because it's just like, man, I ain't,
Look, we're all human at the end of the day, man. Like it is what it is. So like, I think I'm a little more blessed and accustomed to it, Ron. So in fundraising, I had an early mentor who taught me this, and it stayed true through my entire career. The person will say no 7 times before they'll say yes, most of it. Yep. Like, it takes 7 no's to get a yes. And it's not that no, they don't want to, but it's usually no, they don't know enough, or, me as the individual, I haven't presented enough information. I haven't explained it in the capacity in which they need to understand, right? We all learn, we all hear differently. Some people need the fluffy adjectives to make it sound good. Some people want the data behind it. Some people want the cliff notes. You've got to really work with the person to figure it out. And I know it's a little tougher on your stuff, man, because you don't get to have those conversations on the reviews right away. Right. And, when you're doing all that, you're speaking to a huge general audience rather than the one-on-one. So
yeah, I'm trying to get this chat I've been missing a lot of it. A-Rod said he has a RonReal section in the humidor.
Yeah. So A-Rod's a local guy here in Harrisburg. He stopped in today. Nick and I, for the last 3 weeks, we've been redoing the humidor at Harrisburg Beer and Cigar, and we have this aisle down the middle now, and we have like a what's new and what's hot and what James and Nick are smoking area. Obviously, James is smoking a lot of Aladino, a lot of HVC, Placencia. We have the Tyrannical Buck up there. We've got the Cavaliers are up there now. Yep. And so it's all what's what Ron smokes too, because Ron and I are lockstep on when it comes to trying cigars and expanding our palate. So A-Rod, his first thing he said,
Bill, what did he say? Is this the RonReal section? It's like,
he did. He legit said that. I was like, listen, this is the James section, but Ron, just happens to buy his stuff from here. Kev, I see you talking about Davidoffs, but you know how I feel.
Oh yeah, I know Kevin's a big Davidoff guy, and man, that's just one of those things. That's just, I don't feel like Davidoff makes a bad cigar neither. And when I say bad, like, oh, it tastes bad or I got to put it out. But it's just my personal palate. From knowing me as long as you have, what I like to go for and stuff. Like, I want to get punched in the face with flavor, complexity. Yeah. But I need the body of the smoke to be there. Like, I don't want any thin, scratchy smoke. Like, that's just my preference, man. And that's why I grade the cigars the way I do. I know when I first introduced the grading scale, like, I got a lot of questions about strength. And I said, hey, man, it's just my opinion, But at the same time, I said, think about it this way. So if I have a mild cigar and it hits on all the points other than strength, let's say the strength was mild or medium and it gets a 10 out of 20, it still can get a 90. It still can be an elite cigar. So that's my point is it doesn't have to be full strength to be an elite cigar. And I think that was a really good showcase of cigar madness, because I don't think Cubans are strong. The Monte Cristo scored technically the highest score in a round out of any cigar. Yeah, that Monte Cristo #2 was fantastic, and so it doesn't have to be full strength to be an elite cigar for me. That's just a preference if I'm smoking. I like to have a little strength with it too.
Makes sense. Hey, Mike, man, you are good. I just saw your Instagram follow. So you found my personal page, which is like one of 3 I manage. So on Instagram, it's official Black Line Luxuries, obviously, because Ron's done well and promoted. Thank you, Ron. But my smoking page is smoking, so no G __ OJ. So it's my son's first name and my name, but I like
No
OJ.
Simpson.
I know, but listen. To me, smoking's always been a community aspect. So as a nonprofit fundraiser, I was always on the road, covered the entire United States in multiple jobs. So I hate Starbucks. Like, I love coffee. Don't get me wrong. I love coffee, but I hate Starbucks. I hate the...
Shout out to the High Desert Man too. He's a big coffee drinker and he hates... Yeah, he hates Starbucks. So shout out to Vic, the High Desert Man.
And I just hate, like, when you go in there, nobody's talking to each other. They're on their devices. And it's just not my personality. So it just became so easy for me to hold up at a cigar shop. I can do the same amount of work. I can get coffee and I can smoke. Yeah, man. So like, it's just a community aspect for me. So I always like I'm going to get my son in this, whether he likes it or not at this point. Or I should say whether my wife likes it or not.
Hey, well, I'm not gonna comment on coffee, or I'm not gonna comment on anything else, but shout out to Old School Funk, man. What's going on, man? Jared, what's going on? Jared loves Davidoff sticks. You get what you pay for. Not all, and I'm not speaking on Davidoff, but not all the time.
Man,
not all the time.
You are hating the type of way tonight, brother.
These are the facts.
No, these are your opinions. The facts are different, brother. You cannot be saying that.
Hey, man, y'all in the chat, y'all, and this is coming from a guy that spent $100 on a cigar.
Spent a lot of money on cigars, man.
I mean on a single. What's the most you spent on a single?
Well,
you're an Opus fan, so I know you went over 100.
400.
It wasn't that Gurkha, or it wasn't a Gurkha, was it?
No, it was the Davidoff Oro Blanca.
Okay. So a couple of people have referenced me. They're like, "Have you tried that?" I'm like, "No," and then I Googled the price. I was like, "Yep, I ain't gonna be smoking that one."
Yeah, for me, I mean, I don't know. I don't mind spending, because to me, I'm like, I want to try it. I want to have the firsthand experience. I want to know. I don't want to read a review and like let that be my determining factor. Yeah.
So honestly, that's how I go into my reviews too. Like, I don't watch review if it's a particular cigar. Like, let's say I got this Casa Fernandez Miami Lancero right here. If I'm gonna review this, if I was reviewing this tonight, I'm not gonna look at anything about it. I want my stuff to be as unbiased as possible. And I think for the most part, people can kind of see that and sense that it's me being honest. Like I said, I don't have it, and I'm not knocking anybody that tastes all kind of crazy. Like, hey, we're gonna keep it 100 too. I love Half Wheel. I read Half Wheel articles every day, and shout out to Charlie too, man. But we all have grown accustomed to reading that, and we know in every article there's going to be one outlandish tasting note, and it's to the point now I kind of laugh or smile and read over it. But that's not me though. But if that's what he tastes, that's what he tastes, man. But for me, so let's check this out. So most cigars fall into average. They all have there may be some similarities or something but for the majority, I feel like most cigars are average. Then you have the couple that are like, all right, these are elite, these are very good. Then you have the ones that are just not that good, they're just not good.
Yeah.
But I feel like for the most part, I feel like now whether it's an 84 or 88 or 87, that's subjective. But I feel like for the most part, if me and you smoke something, we might be like, it's a good cigar. And when me saying it's a good cigar, that means it's average,
Well, that's the thing. At this point, Ron, we've talked about this so much, man. Like, I've smoked so many cigars in, my life right now that I haven't really ever had a bad one. I mean, there's been some not good ones, but like, to me, right, still premium boutique product. Cigar smoking is still in the minority when you look at the number of smokers across the nation. It's still, and it takes.
Speaking of that, I didn't want to say. I mean, because I'll say it because, like I said, everybody's different. So the cigar I was talking to you about the other day, and you were like, just keep smoking. I was like, I tried and I had to put it out. I was like, I can't do it.
Oh,
I saw pictures. A-Rod had it today, man. Don't let me influence you, because if you think it's a good cigar, it's a good cigar, man. I smoked that tyrannical buck the other day in Toro, and I was not a fan. But I have another size of it, so I'll have to try it in that other size, and I may like it. But I looked up the blend after I smoked it, and a lot of Maduros lately, man, they're just not hitting it for me. Like, I don't know. Like,
Man, can we kick Lee Mack off this chat? He's one-sided on this.
No,
one.
man, Lee Mack. Hey, man.
So here's
that's what. Hey, because he knows, man.
no. He knows his opinion.
Hey, man. Hey, but no.
So anybody that knows me, like, listen, I love my Opus, man. Like, Nick makes fun of me all the time for it. Nick owns the shop where I work at, guys. He's not a big Opus guy either. He's never understood it. But as much, I mean, my Opus smoking days are definitely dwindling. I smoke anything and everything. I'm a huge boutique guy. Like, I don't know. Do we call Caldwell boutique anymore?
Yep, because well, all right, so I feel like the world doesn't think Caldwell's boutique, but Robert Caldwell thinks he's boutique.
Yeah, that's a good point. So I'm a
huge I would say that to his face. Like I think and I'm saying this because I think it's for a good cause, but him doing stuff like the Lost and Found series and stuff like that lets me think that he thinks he's boutique.
Yeah.
For me, boutique is a number of cigars you produce a year. Like, so I got caught up in that too, because at some point, I look at Southern Draw, Crown Heads, I think they're boutique. But now when I'm looking at them, I'm like, not really. They produce over millions of cigars a year, so they're not really boutique. Whereas Rainier Lorenzo is putting out barely 200,000 cigars a year. That's boutique.
Yeah.
Or we look at a Paul Gamarian number, they're probably nowhere near a million.
Right.
That's boutique. Right. Padron's not boutique. Davidoff's not boutique. Tatuaje's not boutique.
No.
Like, these are big these are now when they first started, sure. 10 years later, they're giants. Like, these are some of the first names all your smokers are gonna mention.
Yep.
That's not boutique to me.
No. So I'm definitely a big boutique guy. Like, for me at this point in my life, like, man, I want to be able to dissect the flavor profile when I'm smoking. I want to get.
That's why I want to blend, dude.
Yeah.
I just want to get in a room full of leaves, blend some stuff. And I want to be able to put something out. If Lee Mack reviews it, whoever reviews it, and they're like, man, this is a great cigar. And this is like, that's my nephew, but I tell him if this cigar was shit and this is pretty good. So I would get satisfaction out of knowing that other people are enjoying my products. And I know that other blenders feel the same way. That's got to be a good feeling.
All right, Ron. So ready, here's the question. Somebody, don't look at the chat. Somebody in the chat says Padron is a boutique company.
It's not.
Are they speaking facts, or they speaking opinions?
But I mean, so I would ask the question: What do you consider a boutique company, and why do you consider Padron a boutique company? I feel like you can't. And I'm not trying to be hateful or mean or anything, but I feel like you can't call Padron boutique because, all right, let's take Europe for example. So Padron is already one of the leading companies in the States.
You want to sit here?
So if you look at Europe is controlled by mostly what? Cubans.
Can you wave and say hi?
Am I right, James?
I'm sorry, I got distracted.
No, I was saying in Europe, Cubans pretty much run the table in Europe.
It does. Yep, they do.
Padron and Davidoff are one of the few companies that stand on the shelf next to Cubans.
Yeah.
How is that boutique?
You need one?
I'm just saying because it was Lee Mack that said the comment, so I just wanted to let you know that Lee Mack's
me and Lee Mack will disagree on some stuff too. I mean, but we were actually.
I was just messing with you, brother.
No, that's what I was gonna say, but I was like, you got to think about that. Like, Padron is a real giant.
Yeah.
Not only in the States, but like if you walk over in London or you walk over in Sweden or Germany, you might not see Tatuaje, My Father, HVC, but I guarantee you'll see Davidoff and Padron, Placencia.
Yeah.
You'll see those cigars. Like, they're all over, man.
Yeah.
Mama.
All right, you going in?
Yeah.
You gonna stay out here some more? Can you say hi to Mr.
Lee said he spoke to Rudy Padron and they don't have a large workforce. So he might be considering it as far as like
Why not saying hi to me?
personnel that.
Hi.
What's going on, Oliver? How you doing?
Good.
Good. You having a good day today?
Yeah.
Tell Mr. Ron what we did today. Did we play in the pool?
Yeah.
Did we smoke any cigars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't smoke any, did you?
Yeah, you had your candy cigarettes, didn't you?
Yeah. And what we did there.
And they look like cigars. That's right.
And we also have some wits under here.
Well, don't tell everybody my setup secrets, brother. Daddy's trying to hide his double chin for a little bit.
Oh man, that's funny.
You don't use that one. See that sign?
James, if I find out you're behind the brand Brick House, man, that's gonna be it.
All right, I'm gonna send you back inside with Mama, okay? So Daddy can work. Don't grab my cigar.
I'm put on the sand.
No, leave us in. It's all
All right,
good.
old school. We'll catch you later, man. Appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, Daddy.
Blood.
Yeah.
All right. See you later.
Okay, so Austin is from the UK, one of good guys, man. He said my father and Tatawahe, so that makes sense because my father is producing Tatawahe. But what you get the point though. Like you're not gonna see HVC, you're not gonna see Black Label, like certain certain things that are even hard to find here.
Oh, absolutely.
Now I know certain things, like you said, the Placencia Reserva 1898 is a European market cigar. So I know certain things, but for the most part, like that's what I can like.
Well, so many of them pop up, and I hate to say this, man. They come up, and then they just they're a flash in the pan, and they're gone in a year. It's tough.
Yeah. Mystical said I had my first smoke at his age, snuck and smoked my grandfather's cigarette.
I mean, so like I'm not gonna lie, that he grabbed a couple without cello in the last 2-3 months, and he's walking around in his mouth, and they're all wet. I was like, shit, man.
No, I gotta smoke them today.
Well, I did not, but I was like, I'm just glad my wife didn't see.
Oh man. And then Padron 426 cost nearly $50 equivalent. Yeah, Austin, I'm gonna be honest. A place that has worse taxes than y'all is Canada, man.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was referencing Canada live the other day, and I was like, bring a lot of money. Because Andy over at Puff Puff Cigars, Carlos over at My First Cigars, those are two channels I follow, very good guys. They're based out of Canada. And I talked to them about some prices that they pay for some Padrones and stuff. And it's like, man, I would only smoke Cubans if I lived there too. I over that money for it. Or like you said, if it was a cigar or anniversary, then I might splurge and get one in. But like, as far as having a Padron or something every week, that ain't happening.
Yeah, it's tough over there. And so what some of those shops do is they have to actually sign away their rights to carry any of those cigars. Like if they want Cubans, they can't carry, the domestic products, I guess is how
I was just reading about that the other day. Like even over in your corner, they deal with Davidoff. They're trying to push them away from that too.
Yep.
But Charles, man, holding good.
Mystic, I'm with
bad. Canadians got it bad, man. That tax is ridiculous. Also, they're if anybody else is from Tennessee in the chat, they are trying to increase the tobacco tax from 6% to 17%. So we got to vote no on that, man. Fortunately, James doesn't have that issue in Pennsylvania.
Big old zero here in PA, guys, which is why if you look at all those shops online, they're all they do business in Pennsylvania, and that's why you guys never get charged sales tax or cigar tax.
Your cheerleaders in the chat too. You got one cheerleader. I got the Army, but you got one cheerleader.
Ooh. I mean, Kev's my guy. He knows that I take care of him. Let's just put it this way. There's not a cigar that Kev wants that I can't get.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Oh, I know. Man, shout out to Kevin too, man, because you've been really impressing me jumping out the box lately, smoking some different stuff, different sizes, man. I'm happy to see that, man. I always like seeing, and even as I continue to grow as a cigar smoker too, I don't necessarily like larger ring gauge cigars, but that doesn't mean I won't smoke them or try them if other reputable people reference them to me. So shout out to Kevin and everybody in here. I've always told you guys, keep your minds open to stuff, man. Don't narrow yourself down. You become a better smoker by smoking different products, just different stuff, man. So big shout out to Big Kevin, man. Thomas says, I want to try the acid, so see what the hype is about. I would just recommend try you one or two of them, and you might like them, you might not. I'm not a big infused guy. I don't think James is either, but I would never tell somebody not to smoke anything, even as bad as a rep that Gurkha gets. Just smoke it, man, if you don't like, because that might be a cigar you like.
No. I'm not going to let you get away with that bold-faced lie, because I
got a couple of cigars, James.
I bought a case and a knife, man. Y'all gave me some crap.
Because you dog them out so much. So I looked on this Facebook page and James posted this Gurkha case, and I'm just like, wait a minute now. This is the same guy for the past 3 or 4 weeks. Anytime mentions Gurkha, he's the first comment on their bashing it. And now I see you with a Gurkha case.
All right, so let me set the stage. So we're cleaning out the humidor. We're doing some renovations and stuff. Nick and we find this yellow Pelican. I think it's Pelican. One of my buddies helped me identify it. Case. Nick's like, I'll pull it out. If you want it, you can have it. So I pull it out. It's a Gurkha Special Ops from 2010. It's got 10 years on it. It comes with, what's up, bud? Good night, buddy. I love you. Mwah. Okay. Sounds good, champ. Love you. Yeah, what's up, bud? Yes, sir. I'll do that when you go to bed.
How do I do right now?
I'll do it when you go to bed, champ. Daddy's got to get some tools out.
How?
I'll show you in the morning. Love you. All right, so
You know why it was still there?
why?
Never mind. I ain't gonna go ahead. Continue on with your story.
Go ahead, because I can tell you we had 50 of them, man. We moved
Probably
from.
had you. So you bought it and y'all had 49 left.
Nah, don't be hating. So Gurkha special off from it's already got 10 years of age on it. Knife has never been used. I paid a good amount for it. Literally, the case and the knife are worth the money I paid. So that's all.
You know what interested me out of all that? The box.
Yeah, that's like.
I was asking you how many cigars does it hold?
I think I could get close to 50 or 60 in there, man.
Man, we give a big, huge shout out to Lee Mac, man. Appreciate the donation, man. Everybody in the chat already knows how I feel about the guy, man. Thank you for that.
No, I think that's my $10, man. Lee Mac, thank you for helping, Ron, so you can pay me for some cigars.
Oh, that's cold, man. I agree with Mystical. As far as Gurkha, their swag and their top of the line.
Yeah.
But you putting all that into that, and then the cigars are just kind of like, does Gurkha have that? Who do they? You know what farms and stuff they use? By any chance?
No, so we don't really carry Gurkha in the shop anymore. And like I said, I don't smoke them, so I don't really go after them anymore.
I'm gonna do some reading on that. I want to see who like supplies their tobacco, because overall, it's like
if the chat doesn't mind, I'm gonna educate Ron here a little bit. And no, I'm just
hey man, I'm always down to learn. You know, I'm learning all the time.
So, we're smoking these Aladinos. So for those that haven't tried it, one of the reasons I think Ron and I like them, this is actually a Cuban seed. So over the years, farms have gotten away from Cuban seeds because they're notoriously a nightmare to keep mold-free, fungus-free, and in good condition. Like you lose more crop than you should as compared to other leaves. So a lot of people use like a Cuban hybrid now. But Aladino is one of the only ones that still actually, I think they might be the only one that rolls with a Cuban seed. They plant eucalyptus trees around their farms. So
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
So every single one of their farms has eucalyptus trees that outline the property. It helps with it's the same as farming, right? You have to rotate the crops and everything, but the eucalyptus rejuvenizes the soil. It helps protect the fungus because they're very versatile trees, and it stops and absorbs most of that. And the other thing is, if you ever go to an Aladino farm, Ron, and you should, so when you start blending and you're working on that, try to get there. They have one of the most sanitary methods of entry. You have to go through a room where you get sprayed down. You have to wipe your shoes.
Yep.
It's like you're going.
I think AJ Fernandez does that too.
Yep.
I was watching a video and they were like step. They had their shoes and they were stepping in the water to sanitize. It was really intricate, man.
Yeah, and so that's how they do. That's how they combat, and that's how they've been able to keep the seed alive. Because it is an original Cuban seed strain that they're working with. So, and another thing, it's not Aladino related, but like, well, I guess it kind of is. So when they moved from Cuba, the Corojo 99 and Criollo 98 is the two closest seeds to actual Cuban tobacco. So you'll hear sometimes people smoke Aganorsa and they're like, man, it's very Cuban-esque. But the first seeds that went from Cuba were in Honduras. Yep. So fun fact for people that didn't know, that the first seeds that went from Cuba were in Honduras. The Aroa farm claims that, and I mean, nobody can really dispute it yet, but the Aroa family is claiming that they have the first seeds from Cuba in their farms. Yep. Lee Mack said, I don't think Padron is worth the money. Many better choices for the money. And I think that's, everybody knows how Lee Mack feels about Padrons. Hey, Unc, I got some coming your way too. So be on the lookout for that. Adam Wolf, what you just said, man, is what I hear all the time, that the Cellar Reserve and the Ghost are the Gurkhas that people, they always like, that's the one they'll die on the hill for. Like, you got to try them. You've got to at least. That Cellar Reserve 15 is a pretty decent cigar. It ain't elite, but it's if I didn't have a cigar and we were somewhere and you handed me one, I wouldn't be like, damn, I got to smoke this. Like, I would. It's cool. Yeah. Same thing with the Ghost, but everything else I've had, I'm just like, man, it's just like smoking paper. I don't know, man, but I think giving out my Instagram handle might be the worst decision I've made tonight. Yeah, it's all good. I'm just messing, guys. No, it's cool. You'll see a lot of Fuente and Opus X, Fuente Fridays and Opus in there.
Yeah, if you're not now, if you're just tuning in, I don't know if there are any new people in the chat, but if you were tuning in and you don't like Davidoff and don't like Opus X, don't follow James. Follow me.
Nah, I'm all over the map these days, man.
I think, and so that's the good, and that's what I like about Lee Mag. There's a Smoking Lid, Victor High Desert, man. There's some other guys I like watch their content because I know what kind of cigars they smoke. So I like those guys because I feel like they're like me. Like they, even though everybody knows I'm a Padron guy right now, like Aganorsis took first place, so to speak. But then who knows, later on in the year, JRE I might smoke the Cameroon or the Habano Vintage, and I might be all over those too, you know. So it's like, and for me, when I see stuff like that, that makes me believe more that they're an unbiased smoker.
Yeah. Somebody
that you see smoking all kinds of stuff. So
yep.
I try to be like that too. And another thing too, I don't know if you want to let them know about the Zoom tomorrow. So I released the unboxing video today. Tomorrow I'll have the 2020 Drew Estate Year of the Rat review up. Y'all definitely want to check that out. James and them over at Black Lions doing a Drew Estate event where you'll have a chance to be able to get some Year of the Rat cigars. Just a lot of good stuff going on this year, man. I know with all the racial tension and the coronavirus going on, it's a lot to look at and think it's a shitty situation. It's been a shitty year, but I'm on that fence where even though I recognize some of these things are going on, man, like it's been a good year for me, man. Like I can't complain at all. You know, family's healthy, made a lot of really good friendships, channels growing, got to interact with being able to interact with all you guys. It's been a good year for me.
Listen, you know, I'll say this wrong because I think you kind of opened the door, and I never know how to say it, especially in the last 2 weeks we've had, because I don't want it to come across in just how it's interpreted. But like, Ron, I'm very, very proud to support you. And you know, you look at, I think this is the difference in the cigar community, right? It's very rare that you walk into a lounge and you can't have a conversation of any color, creed, you know, social or economic standing.
Yep.
But I can tell you, man, like supporting you was the easiest decision I've ever made. When it you know, in the business, marrying my wife was the first easiest decision I've ever made. But like,
I'll gladly come behind it.
Yeah, but like, you know, Ron, you as an African American man, you know, and you and Lee Mac too, you know, helping you guys out as I can. But like, it makes me very proud to do that, you know, and be supporting you and kind of like, I don't want to say that, I'm not trying to get all the box here, guys.
Right,
like,
yeah.
You know, like you talk about, you know, we want to see that change, you know, and listen, man, if you don't start in your community, you don't start with yourself first, like cards on the table, like, man, you've got to be the person that's making the difference. And so for me to be able to say that I, as a white man of privilege, you know, I take care of you, Ron, you know, good deals, I help you out, you know, we're brothers, you know, man, it makes me very proud to be able to say that with all the crap that's going on in this world. And I look around, I just see these idiots out there that have no clue.
And that's another thing for me too. Like people, I'm sure people wanted to be interested in what I have to say on it too. But like overall, like even with all the situations going on, this is a prime example of just because you see one or two bad ones doesn't mean everybody's bad.
Yeah.
We've been solid since day one.
Yep.
I never for one day thought about the color of your skin. I always judged you for the person you were, the acts that you did of merit, like, and I saw how you treated other people.
Yeah.
Not necessarily of the same colors, you just all different kinds of people. So it makes me proud to be able to say I'm affiliated with you, knowing that I could look at the people that support me and look at them with a straight face and say, I believe in James, I believe in Black Lion, what they're doing.
Yep.
If you guys support me, you guys, I hope that you guys support them too, because they're definitely, I know for 110% that they're behind me. 110%. So.
And from like you said, from day one, it's been a good ride. So, and Smoking Preacher, I think I like you too, brother. You gotta find that.
Kevin, I consider you a brother too, man. And shout out to my Perfecto family, man. And I do mean that from the bottom of my heart too, man. That's really a big reason why I haven't joined a lot of other groups or the groups that I am in. I'm not super active in. When I'm taking time away from family and YouTube content, I'm over in that group. That's those people over there are my family, man. They've been there from day one and shown me nothing but love. So I really appreciate you, Kevin. Like I said, from day one, you've been solid, man. And not only just you, Sean Mason was in the chat earlier. Don,
Gary,
shout out to Joe, Alan Shepard, like a lot of guys. They man, I was at 50, 100 subscribers, man. They believed in me, man, and told me to keep going. And I feel privileged to be able to knocked my headphones out. But no, I was saying I feel privileged to be able to be a part of that community, man. So shout out to the Perfecto group.
Yeah, this chat got heavy, but I appreciate all the comments, guys. Like I mean it. Like, you know, it's easy to back a winner, but
same thing with Smoking Preacher, man. Like, you know, everybody knows Lee Mack is my favorite reviewer, but other than Lee Mack, like, I love Smoking Preacher, man.
Yep.
In the middle of Oklahoma, country guy. I don't care. I like his personality. I like the person he is. And I know that he has the same passion for cigars that I do. So it makes it so much easier to co-sign or try to help him.
Yep.
Because it's genuine.
Yeah, so I'm going to jump because we're missing, man. I love it. So Craig, man, how it works with Opus, send me a message. I promise you're not going to get ripped off. I meant what I said earlier about not paying. And so when it comes to my philosophy for selling, I'm not charging you twice what they're worth. Like,
that's another thing, James. I want to say this too. I want to go ahead and say this too. So I'm 100% serious on this too. This is completely serious. So I know, and James stated earlier, they don't have the inventory of Fox. They don't have the inventory of Neptune, Thompson, JR. They don't have it, but they have a very nice inventory. The price is going to be very competitive, very fair. The customer service is going to be there. I'm telling you guys, man, like, if you guys are doing online shopping, I'm not even asking that you do only shopping with Blackline, but just give them a chance. If they're not up to par, let me know. Like I said, I talk to James every day and we'll get it right. But I know you're never going to reach out to me and tell me that because I've dealt with James long enough and I know how he is.
Yeah, and listen, I promise you, like, if you don't mind waiting a couple days, I'll get it in and I'll get you a good deal. I mean, that's the thing. You know, we don't have the warehouse. We got a big humidor. You know, the Black Line's growing. We've had our best months ever, obviously, because everybody's shopping naked, and who doesn't mind that, right? Yeah. But you know, we're not small fish, man. Like, we've got some stuff in the humidor that would make your jaw drop. We've got sticks that most shouldn't have that we do.
And that's what I was gonna say. Reach out to them because everything's not on the website.
Yep.
So reach out to James, and that's what I did. I looked on their website at first, and I didn't see certain things, and I asked him, like, oh yeah, we got all that, we got it. And so just ask him if there's a particular cigar.
Yep.
Just reach out to him.
I mean, listen, I'm not gonna run. I don't want to say the name of the cigar just because I don't want that out there yet. But or the name of the 100 cigars.
Yeah.
We found a couple boxes not hidden. They were just, we forgot about them. From 2009. So, you know, you can do the math on the age there. We went to Ron went to Half Wheel when I sent them the picture. Half Wheel claims they've got the only box in America. We got 3 in the humidor. That's all I'm saying. So, you know, I appreciate
all you guys too. And and that's another thing too. You can't use the discount code on the sampler, but if you're buying regular purchases, use that. I'll type it in the chat too, the 10% discount code. I'm telling you guys again, I don't make any money off that. That's strictly for you guys. You know, I'd keep it 100. If I was getting a cut off of that, I'd have no problem telling anybody that I'm making money off of it. I'm not. And it doesn't bother me that I'm not, because I know that I'm taking care of you guys.
Hey, Mystic, we'll probably, I can't tell you how many boxes we're getting in that warp, but we'll have it. Yeah, I mean, so like with running Black Line is like my side job. You know, it's a nice little cash. You know, we use it to pay off some debt, do some stuff. But like for me, you know, it's not a full-time job where I've got to make my numbers.
Right.
And I think that's the difference, because like I can usually play with the wiggle room. And so like what I've done is, if you guys see something out there, send me a price match and then I'll give you a little extra off. That's one thing I do to take care of the community. So
that's what I did. I mean, I'm not going to say the site that I referenced, but he gave me a price and I literally sent him the next message. I said, but I could get it here for that. Okay. And he beat it by $10. I was like, all right, we're cooking with gas now. I think I got the right man. So
yeah, no, don't worry, Preacher. They're not Gurkhas, man. These are.
You know, I don't smoke. You ain't gonna see no Gurkha on my channel. And no, you ain't gonna see no Gurkha on my channel.
I think Preacher was talking about that box I won't say the name of, but
oh yeah, I was like, it ain't gonna be no review on no Gurkhas on my channel.
Let's just put it, if that box went up for sale, I think I could have it gone in 30 minutes, man. That's
easy.
There's some people that would jump at it, so
easy. No, but I appreciate you, man. And that's another guy too, man. King Ken, I appreciate you supporting from day one too, man. I really appreciate that. Really excited to see what you got getting off the ground too. I'm just excited. Like I like seeing more people getting involved in the cigar community, because I feel like I've said it before. There's a lot of knowledgeable people that are in the content creators chats. a lot of times people in these chats know far more than me, Lee Mag, Cigar Obsession, whoever you want to name. There's some people that do a lot of reading that know a lot, but just, for whatever reason. So it's really nice. And like I said, you don't even have to be a YouTube reviewer. You could do written reviews. Like I got my really good friend Kareem. He's doing written reviews now. You can start a website, blogs, whatever. Like just get involved, man.
Yeah, shout out to Kareem, man. He's a good guy. I like
him.
Yeah,
that's a brother of mine too, man. I consider him a brother.
You know that. So he's that dude, and he's awesome.
Yep.
He's got some stories too. I appreciate all the support in the chat, guys. Adam, send me a message. We might be able to work some stuff out before you get paid, brother, so you don't miss out on that tournament.
And the guy that makes me look pretty is in the chat too. Shout out to my brother Eric Thomas. That's another day one guy, man. We've known each other the whole time. We've been at our our full-time jobs, man. Like I've told you before, there is no there. I mean, I've had the channel started before he was here, but where I'm at now, in the position that I'm at now, I'm not here right now without Eric. So,
Eric, I know. Hopefully, Ron's passed the message along, brother. You do great work, man.
Yeah, he makes me look a lot better than what I really am, man.
Yeah, man. It's always great when you got a team around you and you know how to, who does the good work at the right time. So, Eric, hands down, man, some of the best content I've ever seen out there. You do great work. Shout
out again to my guy Thomas Smith, man. We're gonna have a new hashtag Bacon Spice, man. Hey, if y'all rocking with, we got double R Army and we got Team Bacon Spice, man. If y'all with Bacon Spice, put that hashtag Bacon Spice in the chat, man.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I like that Bacon Spice.
Bacon Spice, that's the new move, man. Hashtag Bacon Spice. Shout out to Thomas, man.
Oh, that's funny, man. That's funny. All right, so Ron Real Army, what do you want to know? What can I answer? I'm nothing special. I am just a guy trying to make a living, trying to take care of my wife and my family and have some fun smoking cigars along the way. Is there anything you guys want to know about me?
Yep, James is as blue collared as it gets. Nah, I'm just kidding, man.
Hey, listen, my mom and dad didn't go to college. My dad's a mechanic. My mom, she works, just trying to have a better life than they did, and that's how my dad raised me. That's why he put my mom.
That's what you're supposed to do. I tell people all the time too. You shouldn't be jealous of the generation coming behind you. Every generation is supposed to surpass the generation before it. That's how it's supposed to be. I want my son to be far better than me, man. Have way more success than me. Like that makes me proud to know that I've raised him and he did better than me. Like that's awesome.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about, Lee Mac. Bacon Spice.
Oh, he spelled it wrong though.
I got it though. I know what he meant.
I know. Oh, shoot. So I'm going to circle back. So Ron was talking about the Drew Estate. So tomorrow, noon to 4 Eastern Standard Time, Black Lion Luxuries and our brick and mortar Harrisburg Beer and Cigar. We are one of the first, 10 to 15 Drew Diplomat stores that's doing the virtual events. So we have the 2020 Year of the Rat. We got a great supply in. It will become first come, first serve. We do have a lot of people signed up, but you will be able to get singles of that along with the new swag of the ashtray they have for the Liga. And then they also have the new tin, which has a backpack, a knife, and a couple other goodies. We've been a big Drew Estate store for a very long time, so we have lots of goodies. So with that, whoever purchases tomorrow, every 50 you spend is a raffle ticket towards a 3-foot tall Herrera Esteli white ashtray.
Nice.
So it's one of those, those big ones.
I might have to get in on that, to be honest. Appreciate the. I'm assuming William, are you asking me or are you asking James how did he get his start? I'm getting in this late. Nova said Black Line is great, believe in what they do. And then Noah's dad said, James, give us your top 3 cigars. Ron, you also.
Yeah. So how did I get into this? I've always had a side hustle. So I have you're gonna make fun of me, guys, and it's okay. I have a degree in music, which is what got me to the Philadelphia Orchestra to start my professional career. Loved every minute of it, but I've always taught marching bands. I've always had a second gig because the whole goal is to work harder. And so I saw an opportunity a couple years ago with Black Lion and another store. Excuse me. That there was a transition in leadership and some personnel changes, and I literally just asked. I built up the relationship because I'm a people person. And I said, what are you looking for? You looking for a guy with networks? What do you want from the marketing side? And so I just asked, man. Like I knew what I wanted to be. Cigars has been a big thing in my life for a very long time. I've got over at this point 2,200 at the house, a couple more, 100 at the shop. So I just asked, you know, what are you looking for? And, you know, owner gave me a shot because I had a good relationship with him. Hey, William, you got a band director in here.
Band director, man.
So William, I'm a percussionist. My wife she plays the flute. So she was also a music major, but then she went and got her master's in special education. Yeah, so we're music people through and through. Classical music and jazz is our where we go. So
My lady Prudence, how are you doing this evening? Before we get too far past, what's your top 3 cigars? I know this is gonna be hard, man. It'll be hard for me too. I mean, just off GP, it's not number 1, 2, or 3, but I'll put my favorite Cuban in there, the Bolivar Belicoso Fino.
Yeah, that's definitely in there for me too. Because that's every morning for me.
Yeah. Man. That's hard, man.
Yeah, I think for me that Añejo 888 is in there.
See, I could probably do the 77. I love the 888. I just prefer the Chard just a tad more. But the 888 is phenomenal. At that Añejo lineup period at its price point is just that's it.
And then so this is probably if people paid attention, the Caldwell Long Live the King Mad Mofo.
I know you love that cigar.
Genuinely love that cigar. So
probably, I'm not even going to say a certain vintage, but I would say a Padron 19. My favorite Padron is the 1926 80 year in Maduro, but probably the 64, just the base model 64, like an Exclusivo is up there. And Bolivar Belicoso Fino, and probably, man, that's hard. I'm going to be honest though. Like, I know people are going to look at me crazy, but that Aganorsa signature selection, they sleeping on that cigar, man. Well, no, they're not, because it's a limited release, but it's hard to find that gold foil.
Yeah,
that might be up there, man. I'm not gonna sit there and lie to you, man. That gold foil might be up there.
All right, so I'll give everybody on the chat maybe some sad but early news. There's going to be a Maduro shortage coming soon. It's kind of out there right now, so we're having some, I don't say problems because we've got connections, but before COVID, there was some bad crop years for Maduro stuff. So if you're a Maduro fan on anything,
you should already be expecting it from Connecticut broadleaf, but
start stocking up.
Yeah. Which, like I was telling him, it ain't gonna bother me because a lot of Maduros haven't been really hitting me right, so it ain't gonna bother me too much. But I know a lot of people out there like Maduros overall. So your Mexican San Andres, Connecticut broadleaf, Pennsylvania broadleaf. I wonder how that's going to affect Aganorsa's Corojo shade grown Maduro. And then I was watching Cigar Coop the other day. Eduardo Fernandez, the owner over at Aganorsa, hinted to Corojo 2012 2012 vintage that they're working on. So I'd be interested to see what he does with it.
Yeah, so between that and the FDA regulations, I think it's going to get really creative. People are going to get really creative when the sticks are out there. So, you know, if you've got the means to stock up on some of your favorite stuff, guys, I'd recommend it, you know. But, you know, it's all, there's always something else. I mean, it's that simple. There's always something else to try and smoke and fall in love with. That's why top 3 is hard for me, but like.
It is. And I was about to say, I just named 3 cigars, but I don't know, because everybody knows right now that the HVC 500 is up there. I can't wait to smoke those new sizes in it. The Supreme Leaf Toro, I think Aladino's knocking it out of the park with what they're doing too. The Aroa first 20 year, it'd probably be easier for me to do a top 10 list. The Top Tawahe Black Label, the old school Black Label, that was one of the first cigars I fell in love with. I like some Trinidad, some Upman as far as Cubans.
I'll tell you what, man, Ron, you and I have talked about this. And I know you haven't had a chance to smoke one because I haven't sent them to you yet. The Tatawahe Cracker Crumbs.
You sent them to me.
Oh, did I send? Okay, perfect. It's a bundle of 5 for $15, guys. Phenomenal, man. And it looks like it's gonna be like a 20-minute smoke. No, it's a 45 to an hour if you nurse it a little bit. It's a phenomenal smoke. And that's one of those, like, just as I get a little older and, you know, I got less time to smoke because my, you know, life's busy with my son and my wife, obviously, and all that fun stuff. That thing is like slowly crept into a daily smoke.
Yeah. So the 5-pack, I smoked 3 of them and gave Eric 2 of them. He enjoyed them. And that's what I was telling people. So I know Nova we were joking in another live about him cutting cigars in the car, and I mentioned that to him. They come pre-cut already. you know, that's a perfect, if you got a 30-minute lunch break, or if you're in the car and you make it, you know, you got a little quick drive, like that's perfect. You don't have to really waste any big cigars or anything. And it still has enough body and flavor to keep you satisfied. It's not like you're just smoking to be smoking. It's actually a good cigar.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. So like, yeah, that's why those top ones are tough for me, because you know you got to put it in the context of, do you have 2 hours? Do you not? You know, what's the weather elements outside? But those are my top 3. But I've got others that, like you said, Ron, it's probably going to do a top 10 of what's, you know, been moving up my ladder. So
Yeah, I think I'd have to sit down and think about my top 10, because if I did that, I'd probably, because I don't know, man. Because like I said, I like the 1926 80-year Padron is my favorite Padron, but I was gonna say overall, I feel like the 46 has so many variations of that family reserve that I like. So I feel like if I had to grab, if somebody said, do you want to smoke 19, 26, or 64? I'd choose 64, because there's more cigars I like rather than that one cigar. Right. I could smoke different sizes and they smoke differently. So
yep.
So where's the money spent on Davidoffs? Why can't they be competitive? Gary, I don't know the Kellner family personally, but I feel like even when I was a brand new smoker, they just how they label their labels all elegant. It has that oval shape and the nice. I always feel like they cater to the suit and tie smoker. So those are the guys, and this is just my thought process of how I thought when I was younger. Those are the guys wearing their suits and ties every day, might work in a cubicle or something, you know, or that guy that makes $150,000 a year. So what's a $20 cigar to them? And they don't smoke. And those kind of smokers, to me, and this can be completely wrong thought process, but this is how I'm thinking. Those guys don't smoke 6 cigars a day. They might smoke a cigar on that Friday when they get off work for the weekend, or it might be a holiday or an anniversary. So they don't mind spending $30 or $40 for a Davidoff. That's the kind of swagger that they bring about themselves. Whereas I look at me and James, it's more blue collar.
Yep.
We smoke about the same amount of cigars a day. We smoke about 6 cigars a day. We're smoking through everything. I'm not paying I'm not smoking a $30 cigar every day. I don't even smoke Padrones every day, believe it or not, you know. So HVC and Aganorsa, Crown Heads, that's stuff that I'm smoking every day. I'm in that 10 to 12 range.
What's up, Brandon? It's good to see you, bud. I hope life is treating you well. I saw you're back on you had a couple. It's good to see you, brother.
You too. Yeah, good to see you, Brandon.
Yeah. So funny story. We have a guy in the lounge. I greatly respect him a lot. He's a former lawyer, very, very good lawyer in Pennsylvania, like one of the best. I'm not going to say what he did, but there's a certain union that he probably represented half of the nation of. So I wasn't around at the time of the story, but the owner gave him a quorum with a Davidoff band on it, because that's all this dude smoked.
Mm-hmm. He loved it.
He loved it. He didn't notice a single difference. That dude now is, I don't want to say he's one of my best customers, because that's always hard to justify. What he does is he just texts me. He says, here's how much I want to spend. I want a sampler. And so it's really cool because it's like I get to like create, and I know yeah. And so it's like, those are the cool stories. Like these guys that were so loyal to Davidoff, and now they love everything. So he got one of the unbanded Leo Rojos from 2016. Yep. And like one of the second samplers I did for him. Loved it. He wrote me back instantly. He was like, I want however many of those you have left.
Fantastic. And it doesn't even have a band on it.
Yep. And so like, you just got to smoke, man. You just got to love and have fun. So
Noah's dad asked one more question. Another question for you both. If you had to blend a cigar, what blends would you use? Just off the top of my head, I like what Aganorsa's doing. I'd definitely be Corojo 99 heavy, but I'd probably throw a wacky wrapper on there like Cameroon, or I might have the Corojo 99 wrapper, but I might want to tweak it with a Brazilian binder or Indonesian binder. I'm a big fan of Brazilian tobacco too, so definitely my blend would be Corojo 99 heavy as far as filler and maybe wrapper, but I might tweak the binder. And if I'm gonna do a Corojo binder, then I tweak the wrapper with like a Cameroon, maybe Brazilian Matafina, Arapirapa, something like that. I'd do something. The wrapper would be wacky though.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so for me, I'm pretty open to that kind of stuff because it's just not the realm I'm in. Like I know enough to like, figure out what you want, what you smoke, what you say you want to try. I can get around there. So I tend to, I kind of take Ron, the HVC of Lorenzo's approaches. He wants it to taste good.
Yep.
And so like the only thing I probably have to have is the Mexican San Andres.
I like
I
Mexican
know,
San Andreas.
yeah, like I know it's kind of on the market everywhere and everybody's got it, but like it's still very good flavor to me. I like sticks with a lot of pepper and cream. That's just like one of my go-tos. Like it's a nice complex pepper cream cocoa,
Yep.
all day long, I could be there.
I just love if I can like that's what the Aladino Corojo Reserva did for me, the HVC, and then the Supremely. Like it was very intense up front, and then it maintained intensity, but the flavors were changed, and it was just so complex. So my blend would probably be a 5 1/4, all the way up to probably a 6 1/2, and I jump in that 44 to 48 ring gauge, and I try to see what I could do there. I like that classic pigtail, maybe a closed foot. I just like that look. Anything with a pig. If I walk into B&M and see, like, I looked at a Rocky, but I didn't buy it, but I saw a Rocky Patel in there. It had a pigtail on it. I just picked it up because it just caught my eye. You just don't see, you know what I mean? It's just the majority of cigars don't have that. So that old school Cuban style, like I liked it.
Yeah.
But, I think Lee Max said something to you in the chat too.
Yeah, I'll take care of you, Lee Mac.
Giancarlo, that might be a better question for James, and I don't mean that in any disrespectful way, of course, but just because he deals with more people that probably would smoke. I don't really dabble with bundle cigars at all, but
yeah, man. So if you're gonna go bundles, I think you really got to go with the factory smokes from Drew Estate.
I hate them.
I know, but like of all the bundles, if you're looking at the Quorums, the Odysseys, and some of the other ones, yeah, like Drew Estate's quality is better.
What do you consider a bundle cigar? It has to be under what price?
$3.
Okay. I was gonna say if you're in that $5 range, now you can start getting some good cigars. You got the Illusion Maduro Rothschild, the Juarez, Henry Clay Warhawk. You got a lot of options at least at that $5 range. You got some really good options. Now you can start experimenting with some good blends.
Well, I was gonna say, even if I mean, listen, 3 to 6 is a huge jump. If it's over 100%. Well, it's 100% jump, obviously. You're close to that JRF from Aganorsa.
Yeah. For what it is, it's a good cigar.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like you get that Titan, man, that's worth every single penny.
I didn't even want to like it either because it's the size, but I was smoking. I'm like, I gotta admit the flavor's decent on this thing.
And you think about it, man. Like, so when you look at bundles, right? You've got your Connecticut, you've got your Sun-Growns, you've got your Maduros. That's pretty much all you're getting. And then if you work with factory smokes, you get the sweets. With
go ahead, James. Finish.
So with the JFR, they've got a Maduro, a Connecticut, but then they've got a Corojo. What other bundle is throwing a Corojo on there?
And that's good quality stuff still too. The only difference is the fermentation process and stuff will be the same. It's just the age.
Yep.
That tobacco in the JFR, it might, like when they get done with fermentation at a year, they may roll it. It'll sit for 6 months. It's gone. Whereas the Aganorsa Signature Selection is there for 7 years. We don't know about the Supreme Leaf, but I'm assuming that's at least 5 or 6. It's got some time on it. So great question, Sean. He said, Ron, how are you going to transition into blending?
Me.
I'm trying to open some doors with the right people. So I've just been working on connections with trying to get into the right people in the right places. And what I'm going to try to do, like I was saying initially, I'm going to try to get the channel big enough to where my palate is respected and the following is respected. So a person may be able to give me a chance at it. Yeah, that's the plan. Because if you think about it, you look at a Rainier Lorenzo. He's tied into Eduardo Fernandez because his family works for them. He got really cool with Eduardo. Eduardo invited him down to the farm, said, do whatever you want to. Now we got HVC. So for me, I would love that story of guy started a YouTube channel, got his following up. His palate is well respected. He got in contact with Terrence Riley or Jaime Garcia. They liked what he did and said, come on down to the farm after a couple trips. Said, do what you want to do. Mexican San Andreas is my favorite. Adam likes that. No problem, Giancarlo. Love it. Your blend will be mine. Also, I like what Aganorsa is doing. The only thing I'm like, that might be the youth in me, and the boutique smoker that I am. I just want to play with wrappers and stuff and see what it'll do. I would love to see like a signature selection with a Cameroon wrapper on it or Brazilian. I would love to see what that would do to that blend. What about Oliva second rounds? I don't have any experience with those. James, do you know much about them?
I smoked 1 or 2. I don't really go for them. We don't really sell them. They don't move in our shop because that's still a higher price point than most of the other bundles. And so You know, God, and so like I joked about me being a creature of habit. Like consumers are creatures of habit. Y'all know what you want to buy. You know what you want to smoke. And so, you know, when you walk in, you see one bundle, and you've been buying it for 30 years. You know what you're buying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mike said, "What did I miss?" You didn't miss too much, Mike. We just been chatting about a little bit of everything.
Seriously, a little bit of everything.
JFR Lunatic is good. I was very shocked. I smoked my first one in that sampler pack that Black Line sent me. I was really impressed with it. The ring gauge again. That's why I never bought them, because I'm these little fat 60 rounds. Like, I don't want that. Now I smoked it. I'm like, but then I'm not surprised. So right now, Aganorsa tobacco is really hitting me really good. So I enjoyed it.
Well, if you're a Lunatic fan, make sure you're checking out the torches that Aganorsa just put out. They have 3 new sizes, and they're monsters. So we got 2 of the 3 in the shop because the third was back ordered, and we just got the third this week. The third is the Visionary, which is a size that I much prefer. I think the ring gauge is like 40-ish, and it was awesome. The other 2, man, they hurt my jaw to smoke. I'm just gonna put it out there. I just don't roll with those sizes.
Now I'll smoke a 60. I'm not smoking a 70, dude. I'm not doing it. James or Noah's James have sales picked up now. Perfectos and Privada Cigar Club joined the company.
Yeah. I mean, listen. So like with anything new, you may know me, you may like me, you may hate me, whatever it may be. We're all creatures of habit. And I don't mean that like as a negative comment, man. Like I can't beat some of those deals that those other guys put out. And so, you know, it's all about the almighty dollar at the end of the day. So you're going to roll with that company day in and day out. But, you know, as people have seen the person focused approach I take, like the Perfecto group obviously is a big supporter of Black Lion now, because they see actually how I take care of them. It's not like I'm ripping them off. I've had ironically enough, I've had a number of wives reach out, and they want to do samplers for their husbands for graduate, you know, some celebratory moment. And the wives are always very surprised. And I've had 3 wives tell me their husbands are not allowed to shop anywhere else. That makes me feel good, man. Cause like, I know my wife's reaction when I buy some sticks. Like once a year, I do a huge Cuban order. Ron can attest to this. And once a year, I kind of get shit for a week, and then it goes away. 12 months later, it's back. But yeah, man, people are just starting to see the approach I have and how I run Black Lion and how I treat people like people, and they're not numbers. Because man, it just goes back to it. And I'm not BS and I'm not blowing smoke. Like cigars is a person, man. It's about people. It's not like a car. Yeah. It's not like a car where you're going to trade it in 4 years once the lease is up, or you paid it off, or you just want something new and prettier, man. Like cigars are meant to be smoked together with friends or by yourself because you need to contemplate something, or you've got a lot going on in your life, man. You want that experience and you want that moment. So I make sure when I'm like filling orders, when I'm trying to take care of people. So yes, it picked up because people are starting to see that I'm not just like blowing smoke up their ass.
Side note, the only thing I don't like about this Aladino is the Aladino band. It is so damn hard to take off.
The brown one?
I have not successfully cleanly pulled that band off. I have to tear it every time. And I tried to tear this one and it's not going, so I just smushed it. I closed it up. All right, man. Yeah.
Clean.
Well, I'll message you later what I think about that. I ain't gonna say it online.
You got to wait till that thing's. You're pretty close to it, man. The heat should be loosening that glue.
I thought it was too, but let me see, man. Try one. Yeah, it's not one to give me any love, man.
Yeah, and listen, guys, there's nothing wrong with those big box stores. Like, I'm not trying to be that guy, but like, I'm a small business, right? Black Line we had a good month, man. Like, or a couple months because of coronavirus, because we were ahead of, it's the only good thing that's come out of this is we were ahead of the curve. We had our majority of our inventory online. You have the right person, me. I was working from home, so I was able to do a couple different things, just taking care of people, man, and it made it a lot easier. So we got lucky that we were positioned right in the market. So, and my owner, Nick is if you ever get a chance to get in, talk to Nick, man. He's a great guy. He's well connected. So we closed for one day, and the one day was just so we could clean the humidor. It wasn't because of coronavirus.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that day too.
Whoa. Is Noah's dad Walter?
That is Walter.
Walter, my man.
Brother Walter.
Yeah, guy.
I just read his comment.
Walter, man, you're one of the guys, man. You get it. Like, I know you can shop anywhere, brother, and I know you do. Because you have connections too, man. But like, you know, I try to take care of people, and
that's what I was saying earlier too, to the people here. I was like, I'm not even telling you to solely shop here, but give them a chance, man. Give them a chance, and I think you'll be pleased.
Well, and I see what Craig said about, you know, big orders and samplers. Like, that's one of the reasons where I think Ron and I get along really well, is because we're blue collar guys, man. And you know, those samplers matter, because I remember those days starting out when you know, I could only buy 5 a week.
Yep.
And now, you know, I'm 5 or 6 a day.
Oh, there was a time I was smoking factory smokes every day.
Yep.
And that's not too far removed. That was maybe 2 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
No, but imagine smoking what you smoke, and then you have to get put in a position where you have to smoke it, you know, like.
Yep.
So I was smoking a good cigar once or twice a week as opposed to smoking a couple of good ones a day. Like it.
Yep.
I mean, but it is what it is, man.
And those samplers matter. So like, you know, in my top 10, you guys probably know this. Ron, I know you're not too big on it. I know I love Lee-Mac's opinion on this, is Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, right? Steve Saka, former head of Drew Estate, now runs his own company. People still sleep on the Mikirtas. They don't understand what those sticks are. And they're at a price point that, you know, they're 12 to 14 bucks. So they're not cheap. But like, you know, I've got a sampler up now. You can get four of the different sizes, both of the regular and the new version, the Tricky Chacas. Because listen, it's all about trying these things first before you commit to box purchases. And I want to make sure, so I do my best. I know I need more samplers on the website, but I just want to say I like working with you, Ron, because you really forced me to make sure there's samplers out there for the Army, man. Like, you know, like the Placencias, you know, I know some of those aren't your favorite sizes, but you know, most of that's inventory management stuff. But it's like, you know, people, if you haven't tried all the Placencias, you are shooting yourself in the foot. Because
I would, and that, like he just said, this is the perfect way to try them, and then that way you'll be like, oh, okay, like I see what Ron's talking about. Maybe I'll commit to a box now, or like you smoking, like I don't like it. I'm glad I didn't buy a box of them.
Exactly.
Great way, and like I said, this summer showdown samplers up. You guys know that me and James are gonna constantly be working on ideas. So when the summer showdown's over, we'll be working on something for the fall and the winter. Trust me, we're gonna put something nice together, and it's gonna be at a very, very fair price, blue collar price point. Always.
Yeah. Hey, Craig, I see your comment, man. I would say I do more samplers when I fill orders than I do boxes. It's just that simple. Because so if you want a good sampler, and I'm not just pushing, there's one called DBL. Excuse me.
Lee is huge on them too. I think they make great cigars too. I'm not even really a Dominican fan, but DBL makes some good stuff. Yeah,
so if you want to try a company, and they've got one called the Mafu, a big old stick, man. But that's a boutique brand. Francisco is phenomenal.
Thanks.
He comes to the shop because we've got a good relationship. He's done rolling seminars for us in person. But that's a company that's flying under the radar, that's doing some good work.
He's the epitome of boutique. When is the last time you seen the owner sit in a B&M and roll cigars? That's boutique, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of these owners out here in shirts and ties, and you don't ever see them, or like Francisco Almonte, he's right in your face, like he's there.
Yep. Yeah,
he's blue collar.
And plus, man, like I'm a huge baseball fan. Like, love all my other sports, but baseball is like my thing. And I love anybody that makes a baseball bat of a cigar.
I was just impressed. It looks like a bat, man. Like the Perfecto is good, but to get the handle part on the end and everything, like I looked at it, I was like, man, I'm really thoroughly impressed by that.
Oh, it's perfect. Yeah. Yeah. So James G, you said any chance of a sampler box? I don't know what you mean by that. I just mean like 20 sticks, because I do that all the time. Like I have a lot of guys that just reach out to me and they'll say, here's my price point. Here's what I like to smoke. Surprise me. And I do it all the time. You know, some guys, it's like on the first order, what I do is I actually send them pictures before I send it out. And I say, here's what I'd like to put together for you. Here's why. Then I let you kind of like stew on it for a couple days or however long you need to. So yeah, man, I do it all the time for people.
So Walt says, love you guys. He's talking about Black Line. Love you guys.
Yeah.
You beat all the places I shop. I never have to think twice about anything when I shop with you. Please keep doing what you're doing. James, that's actually a good idea. He actually mentioned any chance of a sampler box. That might be something I could talk to James about. We might try to do some kind of Christmas special or something like that.
Yeah, I'm all. That's, man, like there's a reason Ron and I get along so well, man. And it's not because I'm set in my ways, and it's not because he's set in our ways, but we're two young bucks trying to make a name for ourselves, you know, trying to do right by the cigar community, and, you know, usher in that new generation of what it means to be, you know, a cigar aficionado or a brother of the leaf or a sister of the leaf.
Yep. I agree 100%.
Man, I'm loving all the DBL love I see in here.
Yeah, man. I mean, they make great cigars, man. And then, like I said, if you ever have met Francisco, like you have to like the guy, man. Like he's blue collar. He's just down to earth. He's not like I remember meeting him in Memphis 3 or 4 years ago. And we sat and talked in the lounge for like 20 minutes. I'm sure he doesn't remember that, but I do. He took the time out to talk to one person for 20 minutes. You know, like I remember stuff like that.
Yeah, Mystic, man, I totally know what you're saying about that bat, the flavors. I get it. On something like that, I don't expect to be blown away by the flavor profile. For me, it's like the Drew Estate egg. I have them in my humidor. I smoke the egg on Easter just for the fun of it. I never expect to have a good smoke.
Shout out to Jeremy Golden too, man. They're the Perfecto brother in the chat.
Hey, Jeremy, I was talking about your wife earlier in a good way. I said, your wife is one of those people that reached out to me and said, here's my price point, take care of my husband. And then afterwards she messaged and said, my husband's not allowed to shop anywhere else.
Hey, Eric, I'm gonna take care of you on that DBL. Don't worry about that. I got you.
Hey, yeah, Craig. So we're based in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. That's where our brick and mortar is located. So I live in York, which is like 30 minutes south, but I work in Harrisburg. So it's very easy. But yeah, man, Central Pennsylvania, blue collar, cornfield boys.
Let's see. What I like about Black Line is there's just a great variety and selection. And what's the best way to reach out, James? If you have Instagram, that'll probably be the easiest way to reach out to James. You can follow them at official Black Line Luxuries. If you're following me on Instagram, if you look in my bio, if you click that link, it directly takes you to their page. And yeah, that'll probably be the easiest way to reach out to them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty accessible. Like, if you hit up Ron, if you don't want to go through Instagram, if you don't have it, Ron can send me it. He can give you my phone number and I can take care of you too. So
yeah, we'll get you taken care of. But all right, man. Well, I guess I had to get off here and eat some dinner and get ready. I got to work in the morning, so.
Oh, that sucks.
I know, man. It's been awesome chatting with you, man, and definitely awesome chatting with the Army. I appreciate all you taking time out of your Saturday nights to come check in and see what we got going on. I tell you guys all the time, none of this stuff is going unnoticed, and I'm very happy to be a part of the cigar community. Happy that you guys want to be a part of me and what James has going on at Black Line, and telling you guys we got a lot of big stuff in store in the future. So y'all hang tight and stay tuned, man. I'm telling you, we got a lot of good stuff coming.
Gary, they got about 20, 30, man. They got a couple different lines that they run, sizes, typical cigar company, lots of them. So, and A-Rod, good seeing you again today, man. I can't wait to get your opinion on the Aladino. It's a really good stick, man. I'm very happy.
Yeah, I enjoy this just like I did the first day I smoked it. It's just incredible. But yeah, man, again, I want to shout out to the hashtag Double R Army, hashtag Bacon Spice. Y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy Ron Real signing out with my good brother James over at Black Line Luxury, man. We're going to catch y'all at a later time. This ain't going to be the last you see of us too. Y'all take care. Be safe out there. I love y'all.
Be good, everybody. See you.